Joy, unspeakable joy, an overflowing well, an ocean can tell. Hey, what's up guys, it's Velvet, and today we are doing the second attribute of the fruit of the Spirit, which is joy. So I hope you enjoy. So I'm going to start off by telling you about a little real situation that just happened to me. I just got a package in the mail, and it was some clothes that I ordered, and I couldn't wait to try them on, and I just tried each of the things on, and the first thing was a jean skirt, and it was a cute denim skirt. I'm not going to show you because of what happened, and it has buttons down the front, and so I proceeded to wrap it around myself, and it stopped like right here, and I'm like, okay, that's not gonna work. On to the next item. And then I put on this dress, okay, and I pulled it over my head, and I'm like putting it on, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, and it's so tight on my arms. I'm like, this is supposed to be a size large? Like, I think I'm an extra large. Like, what is going on? And okay, the company is European, so I was like, it's fine, laugh it off. Next thing, same thing, like super tight. I'm like, this is supposed to be like a flowy dress, like what is going on? And so like years ago, that would have really messed me up. Like that would have like ruined my afternoon, and it would have just taken my joy as I understood joy back then. But what I'm here to tell you today is that joy is not affected by circumstance, unlike happiness, which is the common misconception. People relate joy and happiness, but they're not the same thing. Happiness is based on happenstance. It changes with what's happening around you. You can have a happy moment that can last, a minute, 5 minutes, whatever, but that'll go away, and it's not going to sustain you through trials and suffering, which we inevitably go through in life. But joy is an inner delight, an inner gladness that never leaves you. It never goes away because it's not from you and your heart. It's a gift from God. So we're going to start there. So I wrote down a list of what is joy, so I'm just going to read through them really quickly. Joy is not affected by circumstance, like happiness. Joy rejoices, praises, sings, shouts, leaps in great delight. Joy displays an inner awareness that by the grace of God we are who we are. Joy is strength. It is a manifestation of living in the presence of God and gives us great strength to do what God has called us to do. Joy is a result of unwavering trust and love for God. And joy celebrates everything that God has done, does, and will do for us. And that includes trials and suffering. So, what is joy? Joy is lasting gladness. It's a gift from God to those who believe in the gospel, and it's produced in us by the Holy Spirit. It's an attribute of having the Holy Spirit, and it's unshakable or unspeakable, like that Chris Tomlin song at the beginning, you know what I'm saying? How do we find joy? Let's go there. John 15:11 says, "As God has loved me, so have I loved you. If you keep my commands, you will remain in my love. I have told you this so that my joy may be in you and that your joy may be complete." So what Jesus is saying here in John 15:11 is that if we keep God's commands, He will fill us with joy. He will keep us joyful. He will keep showering down blessings on us, even through trials, right? Because we're going to go through stuff. You're going through stuff. I'm going through stuff. I have suffering. I have pains in my body. I have brokenness, everything. But I have joy that never leaves me because I know that everything that I'm going through is for my own good and for God's glory. And that truth just gets me through every single day. So let's read Psalm 16:11, shall we? You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. So what Psalm 16:11, what John 15:11 is saying is joy. We get joy as a result of putting ourselves in the presence of God, by reading His Word, by obeying His commands, by giving Him the glory for every good and bad thing that comes our way. It's being joyful through suffering. You know, it says in James chapter 1, consider it, or either count it, let's just look it up. Here we go. James 1, consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. I know that's hard. I know it is. I know it is. It's not easy to be joyful in the midst of trials, and that's not normally the first thing that we do when we're going through something, is to consider the trial something happy and joyful. Usually we like to grumble and complain and blame somebody, you know, usually not ourselves, just whoever's like, it's a problem, who did it, why is it happening? Or we blame God, you know, God, why would you let this happen to me, blah, blah, blah. God is never absent, you know, He knows everything that's going on in your life. He's with you right now. He knows your thoughts before you think them. He knows your words before you speak them. And He knows what's best for you and for me. And He allows things to happen to us for our sanctification. Does that mean that, you know, we are not responsible for our actions? Absolutely not. Does that mean that we can just do whatever the heck we want? Absolutely not. You know, it says here, Jesus tells us to keep my commands, and then your joy will be complete. So keep God's commands and your joy will be complete. So what do we learn today? What do we learn today? We learned that joy is not based on circumstance. We learned that joy comes from God. We learned that joy is unshakable. So joy manifests itself in us as a result of us putting ourselves in the presence of the Lord by reading the Bible and praying and just seeking, striving to be more like God. So your joy will be complete if you keep God's commands. Okay? So that's all I got for you. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next week for a video on peace. I might decide to post a song next week instead. We shall see. It's either going to be a song or it's going to be peace, but don't worry, I will finish the fruit of the spirits. Love you, bye. Hey, what's up guys? I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, be sure to stop in next week for another video from the Fruit of the Spirit series, and check out my other videos right here, and make sure you subscribe to my channel.